Hey, grace and peace, everyone. This is Charles here with another Midweek Recharge. And this week I want to talk about fear. And sort of fear of the unknown, a fear of anticipation, that unsettled sensation that you get when you just don't know what to expect, when it's hard to anticipate what's coming. And it reminds me of a story, a pretty well-known story, is at least from my perspective. I think maybe sometimes I assume too much, but there's a story where there's this religious leader, and one of the good ones, one of the good religious leaders, and he and his wife have a little girl. She's a preteen, at 12 years old, and she gets sick. She becomes very ill, and the illness kind of takes her pretty quickly. And they find themselves, the parents, the religious leader, his name is Jairus. Jairus and his wife find themselves in a really challenging circumstance. And they hear that Jesus has just returned to the region, that he had left for a period, but he's back. And Jairus' thought immediately is, I got to get to Jesus, because if I can get to Jesus and I can get Jesus back here, then our daughter might have a chance. She may have a shot. And Jairus gets to Jesus. But of course, Jairus is not the only one that hears Jesus has come back. And there's a huge crowd, and many have gathered to see Jesus and to hear Jesus and to be healed by Jesus. And Jairus manages to make it to Jesus and pleads his case. And Jesus says, okay, let's go. I will come to your home. And on the way, there's delays. There's someone else that exercises great faith to get healing, and ultimately, before they make it back home, there are others that come from Jairus' house that say, don't bother the teacher. Your daughter has died. And Jesus says to Jairus, do not fear, only believe. And so my challenge to you this week is, in spite of the unknown, in spite of the challenges, in spite of how bleak the circumstance may be, do not fear. Only believe. Can you push past your stress, your anticipation, your apprehension? Above all else, can you trust that God has your back? Let that be your recharge.